Okay, I am here with Jason. Let me actually introduce this first. I'm the worst. Okay, so this is Creative Castaways Podcast, a place where creatives can come together and just talk, just a safe space where we all come together. I'm here with Jason. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good?
Happy to be here. First podcast I've ever been a part of, so excited.
This is still new to me too, so I'm just figuring it out, going with the flow. I haven't seen you in a while. When's the last time I saw you? Was
probably in a legal house party that was
legal COVID times.
It's probably a legal host, little host. Yeah, probably one of those, maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah. So what? I've seen you maybe 3 or 4 times. The first time I met you, I honestly didn't even know you were friends with or cousins with Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon being another artist too, who's a rapper. The first time was actually the Christmas party that you hosted. Tell me a little bit about your Christmas party.
So that was the second Christmas party. We do an ugly Christmas sweater party. This year we never got to do it because of COVID, sadly. Or
True.
Last year we never got to do it because of COVID. But it was really, every year I put out a ugly Christmas sweater. Mm-hmm. And we throw a little event to kind of like just end the year and show appreciation to people who showed support throughout the year. So, you know,
that was a dope Christmas party.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, so I was the first one in and I think it was the last one out.
No, you weren't the last one. Somebody was locked in the bathroom vomiting. Yeah, it was rough. I'm not gonna say no names, but somebody was having the time of their life in the bathroom. I had to go in there and.
But that was a dope venue. I liked it because I didn't even know it was an art gallery. So I go in and I see art posted up too. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, you're supporting artists. So I obviously appreciate that because I'm one. And then 2, you have your clothing stuff, obviously.
Later on, like at this point, like I feel like my clothing is kind of like art, so it only makes sense to be.
Yeah, that's dope.
Put it together.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And then got a whole DJ. You had.
Had Be Easy, DJ skits, had performance. Like we were trying to do it bigger this year.
It was a whole thing.
That's the goal. We're trying to like bring it to a level where it's a nice annual event that happens yearly. That nice little vibe.
Yeah, and then after that, we chatted back and forth, and we did a pop-up restaurant that I did with Alex, where
delicious.
We invited you guys out, and you actually donated one of your fashion pieces, which is
I think was the Raptor bag.
The Raptor bag.
Banner Night.
Yeah,
Banner Night bag.
That was dope. That was dope.
My favorite pieces ever. I wear that every day.
Really?
Every day.
Really? Why is that your
As you can see, Raptors are still the champions in my heart. Even though we're not doing so well this year, we're still the champions, So
I'm sad they took out Powell.
It is what it is. Yo, Powell's my guy.
He is, and he's 24. That's my number.
That's your number?
When I played ball, that was my number. And
you played basketball? Yeah. Were you good?
What?
I don't know. You gotta ask these questions.
I was alright.
That means no. When somebody says they're all right.
Okay, when I was playing, I was in Barrie. So first of all, Barrie.
No, Barrie has some ballers. There's some ballers in Barrie.
That's how I met Sheldon too.
You went to school out there, right?
Yeah.
I wish I went to school.
You didn't go to school?
I did not go to school. I barely got out of high school.
But look at you now. You're doing all
I had to figure something out. That's it.
But good for you, because that just shows that you don't need an education to get this far. You have a whole venue space. You have clients that are consistently coming to you.
And you have thankful for that.
You have celebrities now that are coming to you. So, like, what is that like?
You just gotta trust the process. The cliche is real, but like in the beginning, there was nobody coming. I was doing this out of a bedroom.
Really?
So just slowly but surely, sacrifice, and put in the work. Like, I know it sounds easier said than done, but for be honest, like the way I looked at it, I had a friend when growing up, Alex Johnson, and he played basketball. I remember going from basketball practice. He would go from basketball practice to basketball practice. So we'd finish high school basketball practice, tired as hell, and he would leave that practice and go to another practice. I'm sitting there looking at him like, I'm going home. And so when I got into the fashion game, like I just took his mindset. I took his mindset of, and coming to my studio was like going to the gym. So like days where it's freezing outside, didn't want to be outside or even get out of my house and blah, blah, blah. I just thought of it like him, like going from practice to practice. I even ended up naming like one of my silhouettes after him.
Oh yeah? Oh dope. Yeah. Shout out to
Alex Superman Johnson.
You gotta take him in this.
Shout out to Alex Superman Johnson.
So tell me how you got into fashion.
By accident. anyone who knows me knows that I was a hustler. I was a guy who sold everything but drugs. So like cell phones, clothes, iPods were big back then. If you name anything, you name it, I had it. And when I got in high school, even in middle school, I was selling clothes out of my house.
What clothes? Like your
not
own
my
stuff?
own stuff.
No?
I was buying clothes and I was buying clothes wholesale and just selling it back in the neighborhood.
Oh shit!
And then so how I started my own brand is I took the approach, like I consider myself more of a business person than a creative until I started to make clothes, and then I was like, I'm more of a creative than I'm a business person.
So where would you say like?
It's I think I'm 50-50 at this point. Like I love the business, but I have the passion that I have for making things. Like I like creating things from scratch. Like that's what I really like. I wouldn't even consider myself a fashion guy, to be honest with you. I like creating things.
Yeah,
I
and even the floor you have now, like you put together yourself.
And see these two
like
hands?
the stairs here, like if you guys could see, like the way they pull out is insane.
These two hands, like anything could be made with these two hands. Like I enjoy that. I enjoy that process.
That's a skill in itself. So why did you want to be a fashion designer? You were selling clothes that weren't even yours.
So I was selling clothes that wasn't mine. My business hat came on, and if you know like Loblaws or any grocery stores, they have their own products in their store. Like they'll sell President's Choice, no name brand. So I used that concept when I was selling clothes out the trunk. I was like, well, they're coming for LRG, they're coming for Rockaway, they're coming for that stuff. But if I can put my own house brand in it and sell it amongst the other brands, I'll make more profit off of those, and so on and so forth. And then I started to fall in love with the process of making making clothes.
And you started this one?
16, 17.
Okay.
So I had a brand before Fraternity called Rep.
Yeah, tell me about that. How did you come with that?
Yeah, so Rep was my first brand. Started at, like I said, 16. Like I said, it came from just basically just hustling, just having like a house brand in the trunk. Again, I was hustling out the trunk. I didn't have a website. Internet wasn't. It was there. Internets were there, but having online stores.
People didn't know like the power of the internet.
I was the guy driving around, and guys would be like, "Oh, pop the trunk," and there's outfits in there. I was back to school. I'd have shoes. Shout out to my homie Mark. He'd hook me up. We'd go all over the place to get shoes. I had the Nike employee store on lock. I had the Fila store on lock. So in the trunk, you could buy a full outfit. Like you can buy shoes, pants, top, hat, earrings. If you needed a cell phone,
there ain't no lie about that.
That's the thing about Toronto. Okay, I'm not from Toronto. Like I've been here 2-3 years,
if it's a thing
and
about
like
Toronto.
Everyone has a plug. Everyone's got the shoe plug. Everyone's got the Louis plug. Like
you need the plugs.
Great.
You need the plugs, or you can go broke. You better be able to plug into a socket. So yeah.
So you had the whole back to school fit.
You had the back to school fit.
That's crazy.
When I got to high school, business just went on crack because I was now exposed to more people. So like I wasn't even going like. The cafeteria was more of my classroom than the classroom. Like I'd sit in the cafeteria, and then I started selling DVDs. So I had a portable DVD player.
What DVDs did you sell? Like
I sold every DVD. I had a Blockbuster plug, so I can go to the Blockbuster and rent movies.
Shout out to all the plugs.
And then I had I used to shout out to my boy Skits. He used to borrow his laptop, his computer. So I had 2 computers, and I'm just there burning DVDs all weekend. Go back to school. The OC, like I don't know if you know about the OC. It was like a TV show.
TV show, yeah.
Shout out to the OC. That made me mad money. Mad money.
Did you watch it?
Well, I fell in love with it after. It was making me mad money. Because like the box set, I think the box set was like, maybe like $69.99. I was selling it in school for like $30. I was making a killing. The OC. The OC was lit.
That's got mad seasons.
Yeah, Mad
too,
was lit.
That's crazy. So you had, what was it called? Rep?
I had Rep, but again, like I wasn't considered myself as a fashion guy back then. I was thinking I was a hustler. Yeah, I was
just
a hustler.
grab it and sell it.
I was just a hustler, and it continued to just be a hustle for me until I was about, I want to say like 25, 26. I was in like 7 stores in Toronto. So I had the Ecstasies. I was in all the Ecstasies in the city, at Ease and Scarborough Town Center. That's what Rep was in a couple of those. And then one day I made a custom jacket, and I fell in love with making custom clothes. Like I fell in love with a new version of, because Rep was printed. Like it was just printed t-shirts, printed sweaters. I had embroidery hats. Like it was learning the basics. one day I made my first custom jacket, and it was just for me. Like I just seen a fabric in a fabric store, ran one day, grabbed it, made a jacket out of it, got somebody to make a jacket out of it, and I was in like I don't even know. Am I getting ahead of myself by telling the story?
Dude. Let's hear the story.
One day I was wearing the jacket. I think I was in Harry Rosen, and an older white lady came up to me and said, "I really like your jacket. Where'd you buy it from?" I was like, I made it myself. And she's like, "Do you have a card?" Like she was like pressing me. Like
she's serious.
Like she's serious. I'm looking at her. I'm like, I'm in Harry Rosen. An older white lady is asking me this. I might have something here. And
then out of all the places, like she's in a store where she could buy clothes and she's looking at you.
And what made it worse is like, it's not like I was in like a Foot Locker where something would be $100. I was in Harry Rosen where something was like 300. Like minimum jacket's $300, and that's super cheap.
Yeah.
So once that happened, it clicked to me. I went back to the fabric store, bought all the fabric that they had. I think I was able to make about 15 jackets.
Oh shit.
Put them in Get Fresh on Queen Street, sold out in 2 weeks. And
wow.
And that's without a name. I didn't even have, Fraternity wasn't even a thing yet. Like there was no name for
and
this.
then just gone in 2 weeks.
Gone, and I was like, oh,
That's
I got something here.
So then how did you transition that into Fraternity?
So once I seen that, I was like, oh shit, I really got something. So originally Fraternity was gonna be like Rep Blue Label. Like I already had a following at Rep. I was just gonna basically try to make like a higher brand in Rep, but it just wasn't making sense. Like the branding, it just didn't feel right. So months of tinkering, coming up with a name. I had to think of what I wanted Fraternity to represent, and it was like a brotherhood of fashionable gentlemen. And then from there, the name Fraternity came, and then from there, I was gonna go with the whole Greek theme. When you think of fraternity, you think of college, you think of Greeks. And I went on that. When it came for logoing and branding, I went there first, and then one of my friends said like, yeah, but everybody's gonna do that. So he challenged me to think deeper and Googled symbols for brotherhood, and kept looking, and I seen like a tattoo, and it was a Celtic knot, and it meant like, I was like, perfect. And then that's how the fraternity knot came from. It's a Celtic knot, togetherness.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's how
because like when I think of fraternity, it's like the obvious, like the you said, the college thing.
Yeah, you're gonna think of the college, you're gonna think of the Greek, and I was just like, my OG told me, like, he's like, you can do better.
Yeah, think deeper. And
so a couple months and came up with the Celtic knot.
That's dope. And the fact that he challenged you to get into that mindset to switch it up, or else you would have been like,
would have had some Greek letter or something.
Yeah, like the super corny. You know,
I don't know if it would have had the same feeling. So shout out to you, Yasser.
Yeah, we're shouting everyone.
You know, you gotta plug people, man. You gotta respect. You gotta show love where love is given.
So what is it like having? You said, you came up with the logo. Was it you that came up with the logo? I made
the logo.
What is it like just switching on and off the different hats?
Oh, it's hard. Shout out to anyone who can do it. I can't. So like what I did for the first couple years is I had to teach myself how to sew, teach myself how to pattern make. I kind of just disappeared and
that shit ain't easy.
Yeah, just disappeared and said, all right, I'm just gonna be creative, focus on my creative mind, and didn't worry about business, just focused on teaching myself to do what I wanted to do, be creative. And a couple years of just building like silhouettes. And now I'm about to take off the creative hat and put back on the business hat to now sell the silhouettes that I've created over the years.
And you've obviously throughout time you've built clientele. Who are the kind of people that you work with?
It's dope, and shout out to all the clientele. Most of my clientele were clientele from Rep. So the guys who were repping, no pun intended. The guys who were
Rep.
The guys who were
shout out the people that rep.
Yeah, the guys who were wearing Rep. They got older, their money's, obviously they grew up, so their jobs have been better, so they were able to now spend more money on stuff, and those are the same guys who were supporting me now, so it was amazing.
You were telling me too that a lot of people support these bigger companies like Nike, Adidas, and you tell your clients and you tell people that want to work with your stuff, like you're getting a one-of-one piece, like it's not just this Nike shirt they can get from wherever, like it's catered to you, which is something that's kind of rare that I find in the fashion line and fashion brands. Like it's
crazy because like back in the day everything was tailored. You go to it would be normal for you to go to a tailor and get your stuff.
Yeah.
With fast fashion that has changed. I'm just trying to bring that back. So one thing I did when I started fraternity, I still had to pay bills. I still had to pay for shit. I just, instead of trying to go get a job and figuring it out, I just kind of, I used that time to make custom pieces for people to pay the bills. But the people that were hitting me up for customs were, again, the friends, people I've known for years. So they allowed me to basically learn. Like, they funded my learning process. And that's how the whole custom game started. Because originally I wasn't planning on doing custom. I was trying to put collections out and sell collections. But the customs came about just to kind of keep the lights on.
So you said you're more of a business person. So what is fashion to you then? Because you have mostly a business mindset. Right?
Fashion to me is being comfortable. Like, I will never sit here and tell people that I'm the fashion guy. I'm, Louis Vuitton.
Even before this, you're like
I will never tell you that stuff. I don't even follow fashion people that much. Fashion to me is what you make it. Like, I don't think there is a rules to fashion. Can you put it together and does it look good on you?
Yeah.
Because I've seen things that I might see on a hanger and go, I'll never wear that. See somebody wear and go, that's actually dope.
Yeah.
So it's just pulling it off.
And
it's confidence.
It's the confidence.
It's the confidence to pull things off and walk like. Yeah, if you don't feel confident in it, everyone in the world is gonna know that.
Yeah, people can see through that.
So fashion to me is just being confident, like figuring out what it is your style is, and leaning into it, and then building a closet around what your style is.
And now you're actually going into women's apparel. So how was that transition like from men's to women's?
Women.
I saw you put on this mannequin and I was dying.
Women.
Sorry, this one here.
Like, I'm putting tights on mannequins and it's hard, so I can only imagine what it is to put it on real bodies. Women's clothes is a different monster. In a perfect world, you learn how to make women's clothes before you learn how to make men's clothes because it's an easier transition.
Yeah. But you're teaching yourself. So.
And I wanted to make men's clothes from jump. I really just wanted to make clothes for myself, so I started with men's, and then now I'm wading into women's. It's a different monster that you have to start understanding, like price points, fits. And there's so much going on, but
I feel like men's more structured too.
And it's easier. Like, if I can, especially if something's not fitted, like, you can mess up a little bit with the fit because it's baggy.
Right, yeah.
With a woman's thing, if it's too tight, it ain't gonna fit. If it's too loose, it's not gonna fit.
Right.
So it's understanding what material you're working with and what kind of stretch it has, then making the pattern based on the stretch that material has. So it's a different monster. It's a different monster.
And when did you start doing the women's?
To be honest with you, the first, I haven't really released a woman's piece. This will be okay. A couple years ago, I made a woman's jacket. That was the first thing I did. The Camilla bomber, named after my sister.
Oh, dope.
Then I'm starting to lean more into women. So this tracksuit right here is the Sage track set and named after my niece. And it's a bunch of interchangeable pieces that all match. So you have the pullover, half zip. You have the leggings. There'll be a crop top, top, a dress. A couple of different pieces that work together. And
obviously you're related to these people, but what inspires you to create these pieces and name them?
So when I'm making, there's two things. Sometimes I'll make a silhouette without a name, usually what happens, and then I'll find somebody. The hardest part for me at first was figuring out names for things.
You're you look like
yeah. Literally what happens. So what will happen is I will make a silhouette. And there's two things that'll happen. I'll either think who would wear something like this that I know, or I'll think of somebody who's inspired me along the way and say, "Oh, pay homage. Let me name it after them."
So do you usually make the piece first and then name it, or
usually make the piece first and then find the name to go with it. But then there's times where I'm like, nah, this is inspired by this person. This is their swag. This is what they would wear.
This is what they would
wear. So it just goes in. So, but for the most part, I was thinking of what names I was doing, and then I came up with the idea to just name them after people in my life.
That's dope. And you also said that you weren't really a trend person. You don't really follow with trends. You kind of stay in your little bubble. So then what inspires you to just create or just design something?
Fabric. So fabric speaks to me. So I'll go to a fabric store. Shout out to Affordable Textiles. I'll go to a fabric store, see a fabric, and it talks to me, tells me what to make with it. The fabric tells me what to make with it.
So is there a specific fabric that you like?
Oh,
or what's your favorite?
Right now I'm working with, so these tracksuits are made out of a bamboo ponte, which is a 4-way stretch. And if you know anything about bamboo, bamboo is like an amazing fiber. It keeps you warm when it's hot. It keeps you warm when it's cold, and it cools you down when it's hot. It's comfortable. It's breathable. So right now, like basically anything with bamboo in it is my like.
It reminds me of like a tech fleece, but like more sophisticated.
Forget tech fleece. Tech fleece has nothing on this. So I'm branding, like tech fleece is just a branded fabric that Nike developed and blah blah blah. So I'm branding the bamboo ponte and calling it quad fit. So 4-way stretch, quad fit. It's once you put any of this on, I guarantee it's probably the most comfortable tracksuit you'll ever put on.
Oh, still. And what other fabrics do you like? Obviously, you're wearing a different.
Yeah, right now I'm just wearing a French terry tracksuit with some double suede accents. So I don't geeking out. I'm here talking about fabrics, and you're just like, duh. But like, so
French terry.
going back in the journey. So like,
language now.
as I was learning how to do the fashion game, I spent a lot of time in fabric stores. Well, I spent a lot of time at affordable textiles on Queen Street. And the two brothers in there taught me everything I know about fabric. Like sit down there, teach me everything I know about fabric.
So it's like they were your teachers.
They are by far the reason I'm this far in this, like by far. So with that being said, like when I design something, the fabric, it's hard to sell stuff on the internet because people can't see and touch fabric. But everything I make, the fabric is, best believe the fabric is more important than the design. Forget the design. The fabric is really what's the selling point.
Yeah, that's true. Because you put some material on and it doesn't work for the winter, it doesn't work for the season.
And you can have the dopest design, but like if like you can have the dopest design. I rather have a simple design and let the fabric speak for what's going on.
Okay. Like
a simple basic silhouette, and then when you touch or feel or see the fabric, you'll be like, well, that's really nice.
And then most of your designs too have a lot of patterns. So what makes you pick a certain pattern for your lines?
So with patterns, when I look at a pattern, it's like an artist looking at like a canvas. So knowing that, say in the world there was 100 yards of that fabric ever made, right? And that's divided, let's say that's divided around the world.
Right.
Say the fabric store I go to gets 25 yards of that fabric. And I end up buying 10 yards of that fabric. Somebody buys 5, another person buys 5, another person buys 5.
Yeah.
I might be the only one making clothes out of that fabric. Somebody could be making a chair, somebody could be making a bag, somebody could be making so much other things with this fabric, right? It can be just fucking around with it and using it as drapes.
Right.
So when I see fabrics like that, I think of it as real art pieces, because like if I buy that 10 yards and I'm only able to make, let's say 15 pieces, right. There are 15 pieces in the world that no one else will have.
Yeah. Because
that fabric's not going to be made again.
Because you're taking that fabric and creating it into your own piece, custom piece.
That, like, again, somebody else has that fabric, but they didn't make a shirt out of it. They made a bag out of it. So now you really, that makes that so unique that it's like, oh, I have something that no one else in the world. And this time, like with social media and all that stuff, you kind of want to have stuff that no one else has. You don't want to go to Zara or H&M and have a shirt that everybody has, because now you take that picture, everybody has that shirt. Yeah. You have that off-white shirt, everybody has that off-white shirt. So when I think of like my collection pieces and when I get the patterns and so on and so forth, I'm really trying to be so unique and so out there that it's something that somebody be like, yo, I'm the only one in the world that, or I'm one of 50 or one of blah, blah, blah.
That's such a small little...
And that, so now you're really you're wearing walking art at that point.
That's so, that reminds me of like for art, for my own craft. Like everyone can buy a canvas, but it all depends on how you use it, what you paint, what you put on it. Like you can get them wherever, you can get the fabric wherever. Yeah. There's going to be different patterns, whatever. It's what you do with it.
Yeah. So like perfect example, my Banner Night bag, the Raptor bag that we talked about earlier that we gave away for the...
Are you making more? Like
no, keep it limited. Keep it limited. So that fabric, you can went to fabric store and bought it. People made masks out of it. A lot of people made face masks out of it. You go to the city, people are like, oh, did you make these face masks? I'm like, no, it's just fabric that somebody could buy. I'm probably one of the only people that made a bag out of it. That material from what I know of is sold out. I bought a bunch of it. I still have more of it, but I won't make a bag again. I'll make a couple years from now. I'll make something else. Shout out Raptors, championship. So a couple years from now, I will make another Raptor piece out of that same material, and keep that nostalgia going. Because even if we never win another championship again, we got one. Some of you franchises don't got anything. We got one.
Talking so much.
We got one.
So, how would you describe your own personal style?
I would say I am ex-athlete, so I love tracksuits and athletic wear.
What'd you play?
I was a basketball player. That's why I asked you if you were good or not.
I know. You're just talking shit.
I don't know if I was talking shit. I was asking you a real question. I just wanted to know.
To be honest, I played volleyball for 8 years.
I fucked with volleyball.
I love volleyball, especially beach volleyball. And then I was in Barrie. I was debating on volleyball or basketball. I played a bit of basketball. It was whatever to me. But
volleyball.
The volleyball team was lit. Like, they had their squad already set. And so I'm like, you know what? Like, I have a better chance over here. Tried out just the whole summer, just busting my ass, whatever. And
what position did you play?
I was a 2 or 3.
Is that like
but
the setters?
I'm sure. The what?
Is that a setter?
Oh, no. For volleyball or basketball?
Yeah.
Oh, for volleyball, there's really no position.
Because you move around, you rotate.
Go around,
you rotate.
So there's specific positions, but you go around.
Like,
so
in my second last year of high school, I was trying to win Athlete of the Year, so I played volleyball.
You played everything?
I didn't even win it. That's some bullshit. But anyways, so I played volleyball, and I enjoyed spiking the shit out of the ball and blocking people. That was my go-to. Wasn't the greatest bumper and shit, but I was like, yo, set me up.
Right? And everyone wants to do that.
I remember hitting the ball, I hit a guy's face and his nose started bleeding. I was like, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. Trust me, my dad did that to my brother. Oh my god. Yo, his nose started bleeding. It was a whole thing. It was so bad. You were talking about social media. How does social media play a part of fashion?
I think social media is like TV. Like, social media is the new TV. Like, people don't even watch TV as much as they're more on social media. So it's just like TV had growing up, TV had a play in showing you what people are wearing. It's basically a big billboard. Yeah. Same with social media, but on crack. Because now everybody has their own platform, and like, you can follow what you want to follow instead of saying, all right, I'm gonna watch these couple channels and whatever they spoon feed me. So I think social media now helps the fact that, like, you can find what your niche is and follow that. So if this is your style, you don't have to be force fed what TV is giving you. You can go and find your own specific, and then stay in that community and be inspired that way. So
what do you do in terms of your own pages for fraternity to kind of stay on trend and stay relevant in social media? So for the most part, fraternity is not really that active because, like, I haven't really launched the brand of fraternity yet. Which is crazy because it's still blowing up. I haven't launched the full brand of fraternity, but on my personal one, on my story, you get to see a lot of like background. You get to see me making things. You get to see you really get to see the journey and the story of my personal brand. Eventually, when I start going to using the Fraternity Brand page, you'll see, like, it'll just be a cleaner version of what I've been doing on my personal one. So a lot of like behind the scenes, because I really like the process. I really and truly, what I fell in love with was the process of making things. So, like, growing up, How It's Made was one of my favorite shows. Discovery Channel, How It's Made. That's a dope show. Like, that same concept. I just want to show people, like, the process of what really goes into making a t-shirt. Like, people think a t-shirt, be like, oh, that t-shirt should be $20. Like, nah, like, yeah, but no. Like, no. A lot of time that goes into it, I went to Ryerson for a year and I took fashion, and that was the only course I failed, which was sewing. Was the sewing course? So hard. Like, I have patience, but there's a different type of patience when it comes to sewing. It is. And like, you mess up a thread, you have to cut it. You take it all out, restart it. You could be all the way done, and that one little thread. That one thing will ruin everything. And we back. Now we're in this is the moody edition, because we got the lighting has changed. We got the nice lighting. Demon time. This is not demon time. Demon time. This guy put the horns up. Relax. The real demon over here. This one. Okay, so
Say I have you a little flustered over there.
It's the drink and the lights, you know.
Well,
it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe.
Shout out to the Raptors, you know.
Shout out to the Raptors. Shadow Crown Royal.
Shout out Crown Royal. Whenever you guys want to send that sponsorship my way, I'm a Crown Royal boy. Fuck Henny. Fuck all the other drinks. Crown Royal for life. You know.
What are you calling the drink though? We got the little bit of.
What am I calling this drink? This is the peach. What am I calling this one? I'm calling this one. Man, you put me on the spot. I gotta come up with something special. Because it's peach juice with the peach Crown Royal. So it's like double peach. Cool, no one? Double peach.
The peaches?
The peaches. Ooh. Yeah. We're the peaches. We're drinking the peaches.
We got the peaches.
Cheers.
The exclusive peaches.
Cheers to the peaches. The peaches.
That's dope. Let's talk a little bit more fashion and then we'll just have some fun.
All right.
So, other than fashion, what are you passionate about?
Good question.
Other than this guy just stays in his box.
Good question. I think I'm a passionate person in general. So whatever I find interest in, my passion just naturally shows through. I would say basketball, but I feel like I've been so removed from it that I can't say it's my passion.
Are you good?
Not anymore. I don't even think I can run up and down the court. I'm out of shape.
You said that to me.
Yeah,
so
but
fuck.
Okay, no, but it's not because I don't have the skill set. It's because I don't have the endurance to run up and down the court.
It's the physical.
Yeah,
it's the weed smoke.
Yeah, it's the weed. I'm old. It's not the same.
It happens.
It happens. But anyone wants to challenge me, holler at me. I'll put a cool 5 on you.
Put a little court in here.
Yeah, we can play up to 5. Oh, there is gonna be a court in here.
We're gonna put a
court. Yeah, there's a court in here. That's already planned.
Really?
Yeah, there's gonna be a basketball court.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's already been planned. Don't worry about that.
Yes, I'm here for it. So now we're in the COVID times. Tell me how fraternity has been affected with COVID and how you've kind of came through and made it work.
Honestly, because I was technically in quarantine before COVID, it didn't change. Last year was supposed to be the first year I went on my first vacation. I've never been on a vacation before.
Really?
So last year was supposed to be the first year I went on vacation.
You never went to Jamaica and then with Sheldon?
I've been to places. I've been on planes, but they were never for vacations. It was like a funeral, wedding. So last year, 2020 was supposed to be the first year I went on a vacation resort, kick up. I all made outfits for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the world was coming to an end.
So what were you gonna do with those outfits?
I put them out.
Oh, you sold them?
No, I ended up I made a bunch of swimwear.
I did with the flowers.
Yeah, I made the swimwear, and the swimwear was for me. And because the world was not, I just said, all right, let's make that a collection. So I ended up making swim shorts that are. My goal is to make swim shorts that you can wear on the street. And if you want to jump in a pool, you can jump in a pool. So they're more
versatile.
They're more like streetwear that can be worn in the pool than they are swim shorts. So that's where that concept came from. So that gave me that concept.
And that's another thing going into the fabric store and them teaching you, if they didn't, those guys are important.
Yeah, they're very important.
They play
a big part. They get stock. When this goes public, they get stock.
Plug them too, since we're plugging fucking everyone.
Affordable Textiles, man. Queen Street, all that. It's Queen and Augusta. If you ever need fabric, go to Affordable Textiles.
What fabrics are you working with now?
My favorite fabrics, anything to do with bamboo. So I love bamboo. Like these tracksuits behind us are made out of a bamboo ponte, which I'm rebranding as Quad Fit. Most comfortable material out there. Like anything with bamboo, give me that. I want it.
That's dope. So tell me about some celebrities or people you've worked with recently. Tell me about the project you just did recently where you said the deadline was less than 24 hours.
So one of my homies, Emcee Ebone, hit me up. This is my day off. I don't take much of those. Hit me up. And he's like, yo, Air Max Day is tomorrow. Nike needs me to do a shoot. I was like, tomorrow?
No days off.
I was watching Netflix. Right now my show is Superstore, I think it's called.
I've seen it.
That is my show right now. So I was watching that, catching up. And he called me. He's like, yo, I need this to happen. It was about 4 o'clock. Fabric store closes at about 5. I was like,
hop on the bike.
He told me Nike was involved. I was like, oh, Nike, huh? I was like, I can make this happen. So Went downtown. He sent me the picture of the shoes that they sent him. They sent him the Kiss of Death Air Max 1s.
I seen those. Those are fire.
Beautiful, beautiful shoes. I was like, Nike, what are you saying? Like, can I get some shoes? Anyways.
Collab?
So yeah, he got those and he hit me up. So I went downtown, found fabric to match it. Stayed in the studio. He needed it the next day. And yeah, had to bang that bad boy out, but it turned out great. It turned out really good.
And the photos that he got, they were
photos were good. Nike was happy. Everyone was happy. It was an experience that I've never had to pull off something in that tight of a deadline.
Yeah,
but
they pay off in reward. I'm sure it was.
It did. It was amazing. It was a good time. This Nike, like I said, man, send some shoes my way.
What exactly did you make for him? Like in terms of fabric?
Right now I am working on, so I have a collection called track sets. So most people call them track suits. I call them track sets because there's interchangeable pieces. So say you have the pants, there'll be a couple different tops that will go with those pants.
Got it.
There'll be shorts and there's a couple tops that will go with the shorts. So they're track sets. So he got a custom track set, custom color. Knowing in the future, if he decided to say, yo, I want shorts now, he can now have the shorts to match the top that he has.
Yeah.
Or he can have a different type of top to match the pants that he has. So
they're just interchangeable.
So they all end up matching in the long run.
That's dope. And let's talk about stuff that's relevant in the fashion industry now. How do you feel about the Lil Nas X? We all know that he came out with those
Satan shoes.
Those devil type shoes with the blood.
Okay. This is what I stand on.
Let's hear it.
There's a lot going on. I think it's a mad creative idea.
Right.
The devil part is like a little off-putting for me.
Why is that off-putting though?
I just don't play with those things. Me personally, I don't.
Why? Why is that a big deal? Maybe because I'm not religious.
I personally wouldn't I wouldn't say I'm the most religious person. I'd say I'm more spiritual and blah blah blah. But with that being said, certain things you don't play with. It's like going to the bathroom and saying Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. I just wouldn't. I don't know if it's real, but I'm not touching it. I just
it's bumming.
I'll leave that to them. That's not for me. But I do think the concept is cool. I like that they put the liquid in the air bubbles.
Are you gonna fall? Are you falling for the blood in the shoe?
Oh, no, not
no.
Really.
You're not buying it.
I think it's cool. I think if say they did that same type of concept with a different
they
theme.
did though. They did the Holy Waters, which was the same shoe, but
they did it.
Yeah.
You see, I can fucks with the Holy Waters.
But why?
777. No,
they had a Jesus on the cross kind of pendant instead of
instead of this. I believe if you call on it, it might happen. So I rather just I'm not playing with them things.
So you're gonna wear the Holy Waters
I would hear the Holy Waters because it's holy water. I want those blessings. You don't think of the devil as blessings, but that's just my opinion. I don't think
But I feel like you can wear the shoe, but it's the energy that goes
comes with it.
But at the end of the day, with it. But if you're wearing a shoe and you don't think of the bad mind that goes with it,
if they named that shoe something else, I think the shoe is dope. You can't go wrong with black and red.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really go wrong with black and red, right?
That's true.
Say they weren't the Satan shoe. Say they were Devil's Night or something different. Say it was something different. I might be, and I'm not paying $1,000 for them.
That.
Yeah, I'm not paying $1,000.
That's a hefty.
As a businessman, those shoes, I'm quite sure those shoes are going for something stupid.
They sold out in a minute. And if you think about it, Lil Nas is smart for that.
Controversy sells, right? So, I remember my mom would always be like, why are you buying so much shoes? Shoes that I've had since I was 16, right now are worth stupid money. And I took care of them. So I sit back and go, shoes are art. It's an investment. You buy it, you sit on it.
That's another Toronto thing.
Buy
you
shoes
guys all just have shoes.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, everyone is a sneakerhead, but we're not all sneakerheads. There's guys I don't consider myself a sneakerhead because I don't know all the names of shoes. I'm those are hot. I'm buying them.
Yeah.
So.
And you just bought what's that pair you got online off?
So there's
you know what I'm talking about. You posted
the Saya. So somewhere in America. So they're probably the most inspiring brand that I was following before he had a brand. He was just customizing shoes.
Mm-hmm.
and I seen so much of what I was trying to do and what he does, and it's like seeing where he's come from. I go like, yeah, I can. Like it's inspiring. Like it's very inspiring to see. Like he's built his own community. He's built no sneaker blog, none of that stuff. It's just people that fuck with dope shit. Fuck with him, and his shit is dope.
It is dope.
The shoes were very pricey, and the fact that I had to buy them in their states, so I had to pay for
duty fee.
Oh my god,
bro, it's an extra like $2-3.
Oh, that didn't make me happy. I seen the shoes came. I was like, what? I have to pay how much? But now I have a piece of art. I got the Jason versus Freddy's, and I'm planning to make a custom piece for Halloween. So my Halloween costume is going with those shoes.
It's based on that.
And yeah, I'm a happy camper. So shout out to somewhere in America. I think his name is Devin Carter.
Devin Carter?
Like, that guy's the GOAT.
He is.
He's the GOAT.
Once I saw you post him, I went on his page and I was like,
he's the GOAT.
He fucks with like a lot of men's apparel, but then I saw he did like
he
did the women's shoes too,
and yeah, he's the GOAT. He's like as a inspiring independent brand, blah blah blah. Like that's what you're trying to pull off.
What other brands do you fuck with?
I tend to stay like isolated in my spot. I mess with some Toronto brands that I really like. So Erlu has some really dope stuff. North side of the map.
These are all new to me, but I'm gonna.
Well, I'm putting you on.
I'm gonna
Cash
search them.
Feelings.
My brother has that. It's
Cash
crazy.
Feelings?
My brother's in Barrie and he's wearing that.
He's wearing Cash Feelings. Shout out to the so I do stay in the local scene. Some guys who are definitely putting there's more that I'm definitely not shouting out. I apologize for that. It's not on top of my head. Like it's just not coming off the top of my head, but. No, I think the fashion game in Toronto is slowly getting to a point where there's some people you should pay attention to.
There's artists for sure. Now, what do you think about Virgil? He is the type of artist that is very minimal when it comes to his fashion design. What do you think about that kind of specific design?
I think Virgil has knocked down a bunch of doors for any black designer. He's working for Louis Vuitton.
He's the top of the top.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I know much about fashion because I will never tell somebody that I know everything about the fashion industry. That's not what I am. I stay in my own zone. I design what I would wear and go from there. I'm really in love with fabrics, blah blah blah. But what Virgil has done with Off-White and then going to Louis Vuitton, like him or don't like him, you just have to be inspired by everything that's going on. Like those are goals that any designer, white or black, would aspire to. And the fact that he is a black man who doesn't have formal fashion training and all that stuff, it's like
he doesn't have any fashion training.
It's like if and again don't quote me on this, but from stories I know is him and Kanye were always trying to figure. When Kanye went on the rant, like you don't have the answers, like it's them trying to figure out the fashion industry.
Yeah,
it's both of them trying to figure out the fashion industry. So as far as formal training goes, I don't think he has formal like school learning all that stuff. Who knows if he can sew? But the fact that he's took that that platform that he had and turned it into what he turned into, kudos to him.
Yeah,
shout out to him.
Shout out to him and shout out to you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's cheers.
Let's cheers to that, man. I'm having fun.
What is this? The peaches?
Nah, it's the double peach.
The double peach.
The double peach. The double peach, man. Yo, listen. Crown Royal. All right, say less.
That's all you needed to say. Just the one line. That's it.
It's Crown Royal. Shout out.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming here, being in this creative space.
You're telling me thank you for coming to my own studio. I've been here. Thank you for coming to my studio.
I was gonna thank you for letting me use this space.
Shout out to you, man.
Because you transformed this for me.
Yeah, this place does not look like this on a regular day. Just papers everywhere, thread.
That's what I was thinking. I wanted to come here and be like, okay, put a camera, whatever. Got a whole production now. We got these moody lights.
Shout out to Skits and Sean in the background, doing their thing on the cameras.
Savon's in the back.
Our Savon and Screen Man, they're doing their thing in the back right now.
Who would have thought? It was dope.
Erickson in the building.
Yeah, this is a great show. Great production.
This is dope. I'm happy you reached out to me to do it. My first podcast. I'm good. At the end of the day, it's a conversation. I think we're having a pretty cool one. It's flowing and
got some drinks.
The Crown Royal. Say less. Is flowing and we're on the double peaches right now.
So tell me a few celebrities. I know you work with Steph Curry.
So like that one was dope. That was dope. So I made a jacket. I called it the Steph based, like now that silhouette is called the Steph.
Mm-hmm. Is that a one of one?
It isn't a one of one.
No.
So what happened was I made once my first jacket sold out, I made a next round. But at this point, I was so in love with fabrics, I ended up making a jacket that was stupid expensive because I was just so in love with fabrics. So I put lambskin. Yeah, there's lambskin. There's a silk. There's a 100% embroidered silk lining. There is Riri zippers all over. There's $90 worth of zippers on it. That's my cost. That's not even retail cost. That's wholesale price. I did a bunch of stuff to that jacket. So it was a pricier jacket. His stylist seen it and said, "Oh, this," and it was like Golden State colors, like Golden State blue.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
She's like, "Oh, I need this for him," and yeah, got it to him. One day, NBA reposted him walking into a game with it, and I was like, "That's my jacket!"
You had a moment.
I was like, "That's my jacket!"
Oh shit!
And again, this is my second. This is my second release. At this point, the name was there. So the first jacket I ever made didn't have a name. It was just
so this was already Fraternity.
This was at this point Fraternity was there. Like
imagine releasing and then this happened.
What?
And
I'm like, and then I ended up doing another jacket for him when All-Star Toronto came, like when the All-Star game in Toronto. Never got any freaking pictures of that one, but that jacket is stupid fire, and that was a one of one.
Okay.
That one was a one of one.
And they found you on Instagram, or how did they?
No, so his stylist is from Toronto. So his stylist, if I'm not mistaken, is Steph Curry's wife's best friend.
Okay, so
because she's from Toronto. So she's seen it, and somebody we were in a program, and we just knew each other, seen it, and said, yeah, this has to go to him. And I was like, say less, this definitely needs to go to him. And yeah, that's the rest is history. So that happened. I did some stuff with Kardinal Offishall, Canadian artist.
Yep.
The OG, shout out to Kardinal Offishall. Like as far as notables, those would be the two notable names that are in Fraternity.
Yeah, that's big.
But the Steph Curry one is like I still geek out of.
You have moments.
Yeah, still geek out. Even though like when he came in, we played Raptors in the finals because championship team. I'm gonna keep pulling it back. We the Raptors, right?
I love it.
Yeah, when I didn't care at the end of the day that Steph Curry was playing the Raptors as long as they didn't win. The Raptors had to win. They could have went to 7. The Raptors just had to win.
They had to win. They
shout out to Steph, though.
They did their job.
Yeah, shout out to Steph.
But, let's do a little quick this or that round. So
this or that.
I'm gonna name some things. You can choose either this one option or the second option.
Do I get a gray area? Is it like a in between?
You just gotta hear it.
Okay,
we're gonna go through these quick. I got about 10, 12, and let's see what you gotta say. Okay, ankle socks or crew socks?
Ankle socks.
Polka dots or stripes?
Ooh, I gotta get the stripes. You can't have polka dots out here.
Why?
Growing up in the hood, man be like, well, you have polka dots now. You gotta have stripes. Yeah, you gotta have stripes, man. Only stripes. Right? No polka dots. You mean you don't have no stripes? You got polka dots? That's a diss, man. Say you have polka dots, that means you got no clout. No clout.
Polka dots?
No polka dots, man. Stripes, man. Straight stripes.
Nikes or Adidas?
Ooh. Eee. Ooh. So, okay. Yeah. Ooh. Adidas are dope fashion wise. When you're talking about fashion, like clean silhouettes, Adidas. When you're talking about like that hype beast hair on there, like dope, Nike, like certain shoes. But if I'm going on that fashion, like I need a pair of shoes to go with certain stuff, you can't.
Like the Adidas is more.
Adidas is more of a fashion oriented brand, where Nike to me is starting to get fashion. They're more athletic brand where you can get Adidas and still be like, yo, nah, that's clean. So like Adidas. Yeah, I can't. That's why I said I need a gray area.
You need the
I need the gray area. It depends on what I'm buying.
Okay. V-neck or crew neck?
Crew neck.
Crew neck? Okay.
Can't be showing the chest hairs.
It's summertime. Hot boy summer.
No. Crew neck.
Black or white or color?
Color. I fuck with the black and white. Don't get me wrong, but I throw that. Like I'll do all black, and then my shoes will be some stupid.
Oh, you got the highlight piece.
Yeah.
Okay. Formal or casual?
In between. I like that. Like
you so much
no, because like so like we talked earlier about my style. I describe myself as like a preppy chic. Like I'm a prepster, if that's even a word. Like
Prepster.
I'm a prepster. Like I like Colton. Like remember Fresh Prince Colton?
Mhm.
That guy was fly. His dress code was fly.
That's you.
But I like to mix that with some Jordans or with some, just mix it up. But
You gotta mix a Will.
yeah.
Carlton.
So like at the end of the day, I will wear a preppy outfit, but throw in some streetwear to add to it. So like, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I answered the question. Did I answer the question?
Hey, that was
figured it
enough
out,
for
man.
me. Leather jacket or denim jacket?
Ooh, leather.
Leather?
I don't even think I own a denim
Bro,
jacket.
you're kinky, bro. The leather. It's kinky,
It
man.
is demon
It's demon
time.
time.
It is
Okay, put up the
it is-
horn.
it is
It's
demon time. But yeah, that
I-
leather. I don't even think I own a denim jacket, but that's something I'm going to design though. I definitely have more leather jackets in the collection. Man. I don't have a denim jacket.
Pause. Okay, extra baggy or extra tight?
I don't know about extra tight, but like I gotta get
Because now everyone's wearing shit that's really baggy. I know.
Yeah, no, that's not for me. Like I like classic fit. What classic fit means is not overly tight and not overly baggy. It is
Like a slim fit.
it is slim fit. Like it fits the body. It fits the body, man. It fits the body. Like I can't have I can't have the knots on one side of the leg. It's a lot going on.
No,
Gray sweatpants, it's a lot going on.
Gray sweatpants. You don't even know.
I don't know. I really don't
I
know.
know.
But I hear the stories. So
Story. Last one. Classy style or street style?
Again, this is back to the mixture of both. Like
Mixture of both.
I like to put both together. I like to put together a blazer with some Jordans.
I like that. The blazer. I feel like the blazer is like an underrated piece.
Oh, that's classic. You can't like men's fashion is.
But even for girls too, like I love wearing blazers to work because it makes it just that much.
You're the
sleek.
shit. Yeah, you're the shit. Like you put a blazer on, it's like a suit is men's lingerie. Like no, it's real talk. You put a man in a suit, no matter what he looked like before. You put a man in a suit and he's the shit at that point. Like
That's the lingerie. Okay.
it's men's lingerie. So a man in a suit is you can't beat a man in a suit.
It is. It's classic.
Man, can't beat
A guy will always look good in a suit.
men's fashion is very classic. Like, yes, there's some silhouettes that might have changed, but for the most part, men's fashion is the same. You might add a couple lines here and there, but nothing really changes that much for men. Women, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot.
It's a lot going on.
And it's annoying because every store has a different size. So I can go to one store, I'm a large. This store, like.
And that's what I had to learn because I'm trying to make these leggings to fit most. And then I had to learn that there's no such thing as most because women come in so many different shapes. It's a beautiful thing. There's a lot going on. And I had to figure that out and learn it. So I had to be like, all right, cool. Like you might be a medium in that brand, but you might be a small in my brand. It is what it is.
Just little tweaks and changes.
It is what it is.
No, that's dope. Have you heard of Horrible Decisions?
That's a podcast? I'll definitely make that. I haven't made horrible decisions though.
It's two girls, but they spell it like horrible
I need to go on that.
decisions.
But I haven't made horrible decisions. Most of my sexual decisions have been pretty
Pretty
on point.
I've made some
You're
sus.
lucky.
I've made some sus
Well, you made some bad decisions.
I
think girls regret their decisions more than men.
100%.
I think girls regret their decisions more. Like a man would be like,
But a guy could just be like, right?
Yeah,
but then when a girl, there's like, fuck.
That's mileage.
I waste
Yeah,
that body.
like-
I waste of a body. A man would be like,
Yeah, that's fucking.
I just add it to my numbers.
Or we just say that doesn't count.
I know guys who say it doesn't count. I'm like, yo, it counts. Like, no, it doesn't count. I'm like, yo,
Why?
yo,
It counts
they'd be
if
like-
they come.
They'd be like, yo. They'd be like, yo, I only got 2 strokes. I'm like, yo, you penetrated. That's all. That's
That
it. You just
counts.
didn't do it. I'm like, you just didn't do a really good job. In her books, you suck.
That's imagine being like known for that guy that was
Then you got 2
the
pumps.
2 pumps and you're out.
It's
Oh,
like, you
God.
should have just finished. You should at least got 10. So,
How'd I start painting?
what made you pick painting as your medium? Like, I picked fabric as my medium.
Mhm.
What made you pick a canvas and paint with a brush?
So I feel like it chose me because when I was 4 or 5, I started painting. Obviously, like elementary school, you do little arts and crafts kind of thing.
Mhm.
So that I have a photo of when I was younger. It's everyone has like their painting hung up, and you just see like blobs and stuff, and then you see my painting.
So you stood out.
It was actually like a rabbit, because at that time I had like a bunny backpack.
Mm-hmm.
So then my mom was like, oh shit, like this kid actually like drew something and like painted something, and these kids did like little blobs.
Did scribble art.
Yeah, they just did like, it was trash. So my mom gave me like an actual easel and painting.
So she noticed, she's like, she see the talent. She's like, yeah, let me invest in this from now.
So she gave me all the paint stuff, and then as I got older, I think it was grade 5 to grade 8, like I was just drawing anime characters. Like I got into like Dragon Ball Z, I got into One Piece, got into Inuyasha, and like back in the day, Dragon Ball Z had like those how to draw art books. So it's just like step 1, draw a circle. Step 2, draw. So like I would like practice. It was teaching me, so I'm like practicing. Obviously, it wasn't painting, but like drawing and painting were kind of my main things. So I got into that. And then I started like creating characters for like my classmates, and I'd give them to them. And then I was just like, okay, like I'm making these things for these people. Like there's a demand for what I'm doing, and like I can make a profit out of it. So I was just like, okay, maybe I can do a business out of it, and I enjoy doing it. So then later on, obviously in high school, I took mostly art classes. And then college, I went to fine art school, where we did print making, sculpture, painting, and drawing. So painting and drawing were my like top 2. That didn't work out. I graduated and then went to fashion. I told you I fucking didn't work for out. I failed at sewing, and a lot of the courses were art based. So it was like art history, but it was just like the fashion sense of it. Then got into graphic design, because I felt like that was more of an industry where I could make more of a living, in a sense, rather than just selling paintings, where I can get more steady income. So did that.
The bread and butter.
Yeah. So I kind of not left painting, but kind of was in the back burner, and then kind of focused more on graphic design. So now I do more like social media. I do a lot of branding. Like anyone that starts a business, holla at me. Anyone starting a business, I'll do like their logo, I'll do like their colors, like I'll come up with like some sort of
package.
A whole concept or package where I can like give that to them, and they already have everything established. So I've kind of leaned towards that. And now I'm at a point where I do a little bit of both, and now I'm learning more podcasting, and now I'm here.
Now you're here. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm having the time of my life. Crown Royal has made this amazing.
You're not even saying me. Thanks to Crown Royal.
No, you. I'm drunk, if you haven't noticed. This bottle probably started around here.
This took a super
left. Can you guys see? It started around here and it's gotten down to here. It's the double peaches.
This is the double peaches.
So, but you know, I enjoyed the conversation we had.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I think I had good. I thank you for letting me host for the end of it.
Yeah, asking you hosted the space, and
you know,
I hosted you.
No, we had to swap. You know, swap a little bit of our
creative stuff.
And you know, thank you for coming.
Make the magic.
You're probably supposed to be telling me thank you. You do your thing. I'm sorry, Fred, that I took over. I apologize.
So let's just wrap this up. Where can people find you? Plug yourself. Tell me about where your social media, all that fun stuff.
So social media, we got J_business, BIZNESS. That's the personal. At Fraternity Brand is the business brand. Yeah, I have Twitter and all that stuff. I don't really use it, so we just focus on the Instagram for now. We'll figure out the other social medias eventually. Yeah. But yeah, that's where you find me, and the website is www. There's 3 W's.
This guy forgot there's the third.
fraternitybrand.ca.
Dope.
Yeah, and you can find it all, man. Gary track set coming soon. Milani. Sage tracksuit coming soon, and Gary tracksuit coming soon. Gary's tracksuit is named after one of my childhood friends, and the Sage is named after my first niece. So you know, go cop that, man.
Dope. Thank you for having me. And
Crown Hold on. Oh shit. Anyways, you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'll say that.
That's a wrap. We're out of here. out of here.
It's a
Thank
wrap.
you.
I don't know if we're supposed to cheers on empty cups, but it's a
We're
wrap.
done. Thanks. Peace.